Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. Hi, I'm Karen Moshoures, and today we're on the road in Southport, North Carolina. We're going to visit Taylor Cuisine Cafe. It's an eclectic restaurant with a menu for breakfast, brunch, and lunch, and of course, daily homemade specials. Let's go on in and see Karen Taylor. She's the chef and owner. It is absolutely wonderful for you to have us here today.
Oh,
I am so excited, and you've got my green beans ready.
I do. Your favorite appetizer.
I've got to
Please
taste one
some.
before we even start, because these are the best green beans you'll ever taste.
Oh.
I'm in heaven. Well, tell me about you.
About me. Karen Taylor, originally from upstate New York, outside of White Plains, New York. Born and raised there. Small family, just myself and my sister, mother and father. And my start in all things culinary came from my father. He had a restaurant growing up, so that's where my passion began.
So this has been a family affair.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
So did everyone in your family have
an interest in cooking?
Exactly.
My father, yes. Myself, yes. My mother and my sister, not so much.
Oh, wow. Well, where did you get formal training?
Formally, just being in the kitchen with my father. And also when I moved from New York to Atlanta, Georgia, I became friends with a lady that would have cooking classes at her culinary shop. And she had me come there and volunteer my services, and I cooked with a lot of celebrity chefs when they came in town, teaching people how to prepare different dishes. So that's
I know you had an experience with Emerald Lagasse, right?
Yes, Emerald and his executive chef that when they had a place in Atlanta, Georgia, I used to work alongside with them. That was a lot of fun.
Well, what brought you to Southport?
My mother and father, they bought their retirement home here in Southport, and my dad was saying, you know, Karen, this place needs a breakfast and lunch place, and it was perfect timing because I was doing catering on the side in Atlanta because I love to entertain, and came and found this wonderful location here, so it's been a blessing ever since.
Well, it is an eclectic town, and we are certainly glad to have you in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
It is one of my husband's favorite places to come eat.
I appreciate that.
Of course, I love it too. What are you going to be cooking for us today?
Well, of course, since I knew you were coming, I'm going to show you how to go home and prepare these for your husband.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And we're going to do a twist on the green tomato, fried green tomato. I'm going to do it on a focaccia bread with goat cheese and spring mix and our in-house made home herb mayonnaise.
Wow, well, that's one of my favorites. I love the fried green tomato
and
sandwich.
And I can add bacon if you like.
Oh, hey, I love bacon. You can never have enough bacon.
Absolutely.
Well, what inspires you to do your daily specials?
What's ever in my kitchen. I go in the back and I peek in the freezer and I peek in the refrigerator, and sometimes I do look at a lot of cooking shows too, and I get a lot of inspiration from that as well, especially new and upcoming things.
Well, you use a lot of fresh ingredients that are grown in the area locally, don't you?
Yes, and we even have our own garden out front too. So I do grow tomatoes out there. We grow our fresh herbs out there, so I like to go out front and pick and bring it back in the kitchen and whip up a dish.
Wow, that is so much fun. Well, I know that everyone that comes in here always leaves happy because I watch.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
You have an inspiration and a gift for Southern cuisine, and that little bit of eclectic that's put into it.
Yes, that twist. I mean, some people say it may be bringing South and North together, but it is definitely an eclectic twist because, you know, I love spices. So, and that's where a lot of the twists come from.
That's
adding
great.
different spices.
Well, how long has Taylor's been in Southport?
A little over 13 years we've been here.
Karen, I know that Southport is such an artistic community.
It is.
And the movie studios like this as a setting.
Absolutely.
Several celebrities come in here quite a bit, don't they?
Yes, they have. Our great time was, of course, when they filmed Safe Haven, and Josh Duhamel used to come in every morning. When he first came in, he ordered, it seemed like everything off the breakfast menu and didn't eat everything. So he came in the next day and he's like, I'll have the same thing. I was like, no, you won't. You didn't eat everything. But you can take some deliveries down to the set for me, and he did. I mean, he was really good about that. So it was a fun time, and also doing some catering while they were here as well.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, how has the community reacted to Taylor?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the love and support that I get from Southport goes far beyond what I even ever imagined from day one. It's just been a blessing. They've truly embraced us. They support us. As well as us, we do give back to the community as well, like with communities in school. We've done several galas for them, and the Boys and Girls Club, and the local Chamber of Commerce, where I'm a past president for there. So it's a definite win-win for both.
Wonderful. Well, I know that when you're cooking, there's something that inspires you. Tell me what it is.
To see the smiling faces and the people really appreciating, you know, all the hard work that we do in the back. And it's really, I mean, I'm one that doesn't really go by an ingredient book. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and maybe I get that from my grandmother, but it's just love. I mean, you know, people come in and say, what'd you put in that? And I'm like, love.
Hey, that works
So
every time.
Exactly.
Works every time. Well, you know what? It's going to be something today with two Karens in your kitchen.
Oh, I'm looking so forward to it.
So you ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to head to the kitchen. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Our mom plus Charlotte Electric plus Maytag equals one legendary apple pie. It begins with the finest ingredients kept Maytag fresh. Then, Maytag's precise baking means the flakiest, tastiest crust ever. Finally, her ultra-quiet Maytag dishwasher makes cleanup ultra easy. Mom, apple pie, and Maytag. Dependably yours at Charlotte Electric Stores.
ATMC Security is changing the way you connect with your home, making it safer, smarter, and more efficient. Now you can manage your home wherever you are with a single app. Lights, locks, thermostats, 24-hour security monitoring, and more, which means you always come back to a safe, comfortable home. Monitoring services start as low as $17.95 per month. Make your home a smart home with ATMC Security.
It begins with a click, and just like that, you are immersed in a world of wonder, education, entertainment, information. Connect with family and friends from around the block or around the world. So when it's time to connect, ATMC will be there to make it happen. Now offering speeds up to 1 gig. Because at ATMC, it's all about you.
This is ATMC TV, your community channel.
We are here in your beautiful kitchen. Let's go ahead and let me start my first cooking lesson.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're ready?
Green beans.
We're going to do our famous fried string beans.
Wow. I'll tell you what, they're my favorite.
Awesome.
All right, let's get started.
Well, I like to start with, of course, fresh string beans. I don't do frozen. I don't do the canned. We do fresh green beans. So, you know, I try and pick through and make sure there's no bruises or anything. So and they're dry, but cold. Like you keep them in the refrigerator.
All right.
Okay. I don't particularly season the string beans, but the seasoning comes from the batter. So in the flour, I put together a our house seasoning, and I use this for my fried string beans as well as our famous fried chicken too.
Okay. So this is the secret.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell all my secrets.
No, you can't tell all your secrets.
So you add a hefty amount of seasoning to your flour, and then just toss it. Just to get it all through your flour.
And you're using all-purpose flour, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And if you're doing this at home, you can use whatever spices that you'd like to try.
Absolutely. I mean, just for the basics. I mean, I put garlic salt in there. I do paprika. I do a little heat. I'll put a little Cajun seasoning in it, or cayenne, and some black pepper. But whatever you're comfortable with, you can season
wonderful.
it. So the flour is seasoned, and then I don't know a Southern kitchen that does not use buttermilk.
Oh, one of my favorite ingredients.
Yes, a lot of people think, oh, you do the milk and then an egg. No, I'm not about the egg. I love buttermilk. Buttermilk, especially for like with meats, because it really tenderizes your meat. Because everyone's like, how do you get your chicken so juicy? It's buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
So you add your string beans to the buttermilk. Get them coated, and buttermilk is good too because it's denser than milk, so it sticks to
the beans.
Exactly. Toss them in the seasoned flour.
Okay, good toss. Get them all coated.
Absolutely. That's the best part. You know, I mean, the green beans are good, and this is a great way to get kids to eat their veggies too, because anything fried is good, right?
Oh yes, definitely, definitely.
So you take your green beans, and we're going to move over here to the deep fryer. And I like to shake off the excess flour, put them in the deep fryer, and let them season up and get crispy. Just make sure it's on the right temp. Of course, you see the charge it off. And once, usually on hot grease at 350 degrees, it takes 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, and if you were doing this at home and we're doing it in a frying pan?
In a frying pan, if you have a thermometer, you can check your temperature of your oil, but you want to fry at 350 degrees.
And cover the beans with oil?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, sounds great. Well, we've got just a few minutes to wait on that.
Yes,
About
ma'am.
how long does it take?
If it's at the right temperature, anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes. All right, sounds good. All right.
So do you think it's something that you can recreate when you go home?
Oh, I'm gonna try. I am gonna try.
Awesome, let me know how it turns out. Also, another famous one or favorite of a lot of our customers, and I believe you like it too, is our fried green tomato sandwich.
Yes.
With a little bit of a twist. We put it on a focaccia bread that we toast. We add our in-house herb mayonnaise, which is, I like Duke's. So I add fresh herbs to it, like rosemary, garlic, parsley, and thyme. And you put that in a food processor and you mix it in with your heavy mayonnaise, and that makes our herb mayonnaise.
Your herb mayonnaise. Now, is that what you serve on the side with your green beans?
With our green beans, I do a spicy aioli, which has like cumin in it, and cayenne, and garlic salt, and vinegar, and sour cream.
All right, sounds great. Sounds good. Well, I love fried green tomatoes. I like them any way you can make them. So
I know that's
this
right.
is making me a real happy person today.
So a little, maybe like 1/4 of an inch.
And do you use one tomato on one sandwich?
Actually, the sandwich is like 3 to 4 slices, depending on the size of your tomato. So yeah, you could get like one or half of a tomato, depending on the size of it. But this one be the 4 slices, and it's kind of similar to the string beans. You dredge it into the buttermilk. I don't use flour. I use cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
Yeah.
I
Yellow
like to use
cornmeal.
cornmeal on fried green
On
tomatoes.
fried green too.
Oh,
yes. Some places do flour, but I think the cornmeal gives it a nice texture and flavor.
I agree 100% on that one.
And you get it nice and coated. And I'm gonna put these to the side.
Here, I can help you.
There you go. And I'm
Okay.
going to get our bread sliced up. You have any questions for me?
Do you make your own focaccia, or do you get it from those wonderful bakeries in New York?
Well, actually, I do get it from my food vendor. I'm not a baker. I love to cook, but baking is just way too scientific for me. So I do order my bread from my food vendors, and it comes in loaves, and we slice it to the size of the sandwich.
That's one thing in Taylor's. You get a lot of food when you come to eat.
Yeah, I was wondering why I always run out of my to-go plates, but I guess it's so people can have a nice midnight snack the day of.
Oh, yes.
And so after, where's my butter? I'll butter it, and then I put it on our flat top to toast to get that nice and warm for our sandwich. Let me get this out of the way. And again to our deep fryer. And at home, you can definitely pan fry fried green tomatoes.
Oh, yes.
But just try again to have the oil cover
Completely, yes. The most amazing part about that is you have not used any seasoning on those tomatoes.
No, but it is in the cornmeal.
And that's what's
Right.
so special.
Right. And I mean, in the summertime, I love it because we can just go straight outside, pick a tomato, a nice fresh tomato. You can't beat that.
No, you can't.
Let's pull up our string beans.
All right, they look wonderful.
Thank you. And again, those should take about like 5 to 10 minutes just until they're golden brown and a little bit softer in the center.
All right. The one thing that I've noticed about your restaurant is that everything is cooked to order.
Yes.
And the taste reflects that.
Oh, thank you.
It is
Thank you.
absolutely so fresh tasting and so enjoyable
Thank you.
to eat good food.
Thank you. We try. We try. Try and be consistent with flavor and quality. I mean, you can't beat fresh
That's
into
it.
the table.
Well, we're going to get these tomatoes done. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back in just a minute to finish up with our green beans and our fried green tomato sandwich.
Well, the Bouncing Off the Walls program came about because we were having difficulty completing tasks and just finishing any work, whether it was in a small group or individual work, because of inattention and lack of focus and needing to move. And so the movement usually involved getting up, walking around, pacing, jumping up and down, finding something else to do. So it just interfered with the overall production and getting educational activities completed. Bouncing Off the Walls program was an idea of, we feel like sometimes we're just bouncing off the wall, we need some more movement. They do go to PE as a class, but it's not enough. And so having the fitness balls as part of their seating, alternative seating, it gave them a chance to be at their seat, still completing work, but moving by bouncing on the balls. So it's been super helpful, and we've seen a great increase in ability to focus for up to 20 minutes at a time, which is a long time, to sit, to bounce. We've been able to use the fitness balls getting up and actually taking them out of the seat and doing things with them. We're so appreciative to receive the ATMC grant that afforded us the opportunity to have alternative seating, which would not been within our budget for supplies this year, and give student choice to be able to stay focused at school, helps learning, helps them stay active as well.
Welcome back. We are here with Karen Taylor, and she is going to make her famous aioli mayonnaise that goes with those green beans we're doing.
Absolutely.
So go right ahead, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. Well, we're going to start again with some good old Duke's mayonnaise. And again, I'm not one, I do it by eye. I'm a cup of this, a cup of that, a pinch of this and pinch of that for me. I don't.
Hey, that's the best way to cook.
Absolutely. You add sour cream. And I like the red wine vinegar, but you can use regular vinegar or you can use champagne vinegar. You can use rice wine vinegar, whichever you have in the house.
Love the smell of vinegar.
Yes. And then my seasonings. You have some garlic in there. You have some heat of the cayenne pepper. And for a little smokiness, I do add cumin to it.
Wow, that looks and smells wonderful already. And now it's just whisk it up.
Just whisk it together.
Oh, that's a beautiful color. You know, I don't see how people can do without mayonnaise.
I know.
It's
I mean,
a key
these people that
ingredient.
don't eat condiments. I just don't understand that.
No. Oh, wow. That looks great.
Wow, thank you. All right, so we have our spicy aioli together, and now I'm gonna put together your sandwich with your side of fried string beans.
Okay. How long does that keep in the refrigerator?
In the refrigerator, it can keep about 7 days.
All right, that's
7
great.
to 10 days.
That's good to know.
In a
Okay.
tight container. All right. We have our toasted focaccia bread. And we are going to add our house-made herb mayonnaise. All those great herbs in there.
Oh, that looks wonderful.
A lot of times around Christmas time, I get a lot of my customers that will ask me to make them up in mason jars, and they give them away as gifts. So,
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going to add some lettuce to our sandwich. And a twist that most Southern meals aren't used to is our goat cheese.
That's a cheese that I love and
Yes.
have in a lot of my dishes.
It's amazing how many people that come here that we've introduced them to goat cheese because they hear goat cheese. I don't know. And I'm like, just think of a crumbled cream cheese.
That's what it tastes like. It's got a nice little bite to it.
It does.
Really does. Okay, so now it's time for tomatoes.
Yes, ma'am.
That is decadent. I mean, it looks wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Okay. And some nice little slice there. And then we'll get our fried string beans. We will season them even more with our house-made Southwestern flavored seasoning.
This is absolutely fabulous. Now,
Again, our
sauce.
aioli. And there you have it.
Wow, I want you to
Tailor-made
see.
fried green tomato sandwich.
My favorite, my
Yay!
favorites on your menu, believe me. They really are. Okay, well, I can't sit here much longer without tasting.
Please do,
So
enjoy.
I've got to have my bite. You need to come try this sandwich. Fabulous.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you.
This is absolutely, I've got to do this too.
Yes.
My fried green bean. Now, for people to find you, what's the best way?
The best way, well, our address is 731 North House Street in Southport, North Carolina. The only building on the block that's purple and green, our signature colors. And they can also find us on Facebook at Taylor Cuisine Cafe.
And you're open every day but Monday.
Monday's our only day. That's my shopping day.
Well, I'll tell you what. I come for Sunday brunch.
Yes.
And the specials you have, the blackened salmon.
Benedict.
Oh, yes. The Benedicts are absolutely to die for.
Thank you.
You've got to come and try Taylor's. Thank you again. This has been a wonderful experience for me. I've learned a thing or two.
Yay.
And so I hope all of our viewers take the time to make some of these wonderful things. You will really enjoy it. And Karen, we wish you the best.
Thank you so
and
much.
hope to see you again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Come on back and see us.
Thanks for being with us on the Coastal Kitchen.
Thank
on
you.
the road. All right, now I'm going to finish the rest of my
Please
sandwich.
Our mom plus Charlotte Electric plus Maytag equals 1 legendary apple pie. It begins with the finest ingredients kept Maytag fresh. Then, Maytag's precise baking means the flakiest, tastiest crust ever. Finally, her ultra-quiet Maytag dishwasher makes cleanup ultra easy. Mom, apple pie and Maytag, dependably yours at Charlotte Electric stores.
ATMC is proud to be one of this year's recipients of the NTCA's Smart Rural Community Showcase Award. ATMC has a long history of providing quality service to the people of Brunswick County. In the early 1950s, when large national telephone providers refused to serve rural Brunswick County, a group of local farmers and businessmen collaborated to create our cooperative. We've held true to our cooperative principles and listened to our members to provide more advanced services over the years. With the Smart Rural Community Award, we get to recognize towns across Brunswick County that are able to thrive because of high-speed internet provided by ATMC.
When applying for the Smart Rural Community designation, we took a look at all the things we have done over the years to improve the quality of life in Brunswick County. One of our biggest accomplishments was building a fiber optic network to all 19 of Brunswick County's public schools. We know that higher speed internet in the classroom opens the door of opportunity for children to connect to online learning platforms, distance education, smart boards, and more.
ATMC is committed to investing in the people of our community, which is why more than 10 years ago, we began awarding education and community grants in our service area. These grants fund small nonprofits and teachers who are committed to building a better future for Brunswick County. ATMC has given back more than $600,000 in community and education grants since 2006.
Having this designation as a smart rural community will help ATMC continue to promote economic development in Brunswick County. ATMC has invested millions of dollars to provide fiber optic networks to key business districts throughout the county. Fiber is proven to attract new businesses to the area and sustain current business. In addition, we committed to providing fiber networks to key community partners, like our local hospital and physician offices. The addition of fiber in these healthcare facilities provides opportunities for telemedicine, quick access to electronic medical records, advancement in medicines, and more. ATMC also provided a redundant fiber network for the Brunswick County 911 Communication Center, so that our first responders will be able to respond to emergency situations as quickly as possible. These are advancements that did not always exist in our rural community, but are now possible with our expansive fiber optic network.
We had the support of local businesses, our Chamber of Commerce, town officials, and the Brunswick County school system when we applied for this award. And I think that really says something about who we are as a company. In 2016, ATMC promised our customers that we would invest $120 million with our network upgrade and expansion plan to add fiber to more residential neighborhoods and business districts across Brunswick County. We are also in the process of upgrading nearly 4,000 members living in Brunswick County's most rural areas to speeds of up to 500 megabits by the end of 2019. ATMC has been working diligently to improve these areas and expand into growing areas in our county. Receiving this award is proof that we are doing right by our members each and every day. We are proud to be your smart rural community provider.
This is ATMC TV, your community channel.